Welcome to our Devos. We are talking about election reflection. It's been a long week. I have no idea what happened. I know that you know what happened. I don't know if you know who the president is yet. I am hoping that we find ourselves at a place of moving past this and into really focusing on other things that are most important, like our pursuing God, our connecting with our families, our loving each other, all of those things. So today, I want to talk to you about exercise. And what I mean by exercise is I mean exercising humility. Humility is not something that you achieve at once. It's something that you forge over a lifetime of difficult interactions, of hard conversations, and of truly thinking of yourself the way that Jesus thinks of himself and the way that he treated others when he was on the earth. It says in Philippians chapter 2, verse 3, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others as more significant than yourselves." There's something, and I remember reading, I think it was a musician that said this, and I don't remember what musician, but it struck me when I read the quote. It says, there's something intoxicating about believing that you're right. And it can really destroy how you think. And sometimes what happens is when we're right, we get so excited about winning or about being right that we forget that in the crosshairs of that exaltation are other people. People that don't agree with you. And so here you can never go wrong in exercising humility. You can never go wrong in remembering who you are to yourself, and then remembering who you are before God, truly remembering who you are. You can't go wrong engaging in humility and really examining yourself from that standpoint. Every time you're tempted to look at somebody and look at the way they voted or look at the way they behave or look at how they live, you want to look at them and think of that quote that that famous preacher once said, "There I go, but by the grace of God." The only difference between us and the person that we are tempted to judge is God's grace and God's revelation and discernment that we have about a situation. That's the only difference. So when you are tempted to think a certain way, exercise humility. When you're in a conflict, ask yourself, what did I do in this? Even if you 95% were in the right, what did I do that fostered this? What did I do that kind of compelled this? What did I do? And then once we figure that out, we can really practice true humility. So throughout all this election season and throughout the fallout that's going to come as a result, focus on being humble, on humbling yourself like Jesus, who literally took upon himself human flesh, the frailty of that corruption, and put upon himself the weakness of humanity so that we could take his righteousness while he took our sinfulness upon himself. That's ultimately humility. And that's a place where we can start to truly have decent character.